Hello and a very warm welcome. My name is Rupert Hoogewerf and I'm the Chairman and Chief Researcher of the Hurun Report. Now, for the last 20 or so years, I've been promoting entrepreneurship and value creation through my lists and research. And today I'm delighted to bring you one of my favorite lists. And it's the China edition of the Hurun Under30s Young Entrepreneurs. And for this list, we've managed to dig up just under 300 outstanding young entrepreneurs aged 30 or under in China. And then we work backwards. And which industries and cities are attracting the best and brightest of its generation of entrepreneurs? And what's their motivation for becoming an entrepreneur in the first place? And what type of people are they? I'll try and express that over the next few minutes. Well, first of all, I'd like to start by saying thank you to our partner. That's the Panyu district in Guangzhou City in South China. Did you know that in Panyu, they've got the largest university campus in China with just under 200,000 students currently studying there? Wow, so many young people with big dreams. I hope our list of the China Under30s can sort of inspire maybe. So what are the highlights of this year's list? Well, first of all, if we look at the industries, what are they doing? That gives you an indication as to which industries are burgeoning and attracting some of the top young talent. Well, it's enterprise technology and advanced manufacturing are the big two. The sort of second batch, well, number three is education, retail, or new retail specifically, entertainment and media, and then health tech. And they're sort of the big industries, if you like. And there's a big trend now that I've noticed over the last 6 years, because this is the 6th year we've done the list here in China, of these young entrepreneurs selling to businesses rather than selling direct to consumers. So 2/3 of this year's list are selling selling to businesses rather than to consumers. Now, which cities do they choose to set up in? Which cities, if you like, have got some of the best sort of startup ecosystems? Beijing is still number one. Shanghai overtook Shenzhen for second place, and Guangzhou overtook Hangzhou for fourth place. They're the big five, if you like, the big five most attractive cities for young entrepreneurs. Now, I started out and I said these people are outstanding young entrepreneurs. How do I define outstanding? Well, let me give you an indication. The average value of business that they've set up under the age of 30 is $10 million worth, and of which 50 of them have set up businesses that are now worth over $100 million. Wow. When you think about that, if before the age of 30 they managed to set up a business of that size and that caliber, then how big are they going to get when they get to 40 or 50 or even 70 or 80? The mind boggles. And certainly it's worth paying attention to these people. They're the most likely in China today of that generation to set up the future global 500 businesses, if you like. So I started out and I said, what type of people are they? Well, the average age on this year's list is age 28. Actually, that's pretty standard across the whole world. You know, as I said, we do now 8 countries under 30s, including the US, Canada, Australia, UK, UAE, India, and so on and so forth. So we have 8 countries now. And we're expecting actually to grow that to 20 countries over the next 2 years. So the average age is 28. In China, the average time of setting up is 3 years. So they started out age 25. And there's a real trend towards the serial entrepreneur. Now, you might say, how can you be a serial entrepreneur and you're only 25 or 28 years old or whatever? But a very significant increase of serial entrepreneurs now on this U30s, even just in the last 5 or 6 years. And we asked them, what's your motivation for setting up in the first place? Why become an entrepreneur in the first place? And they answered by saying, well, they wanted to create social value. They wanted to live out their dreams, and they wanted to change the world. We asked them questions along, what's your biggest need? And they said, well, we'd like to have policies from government that will support startups. We'd like to find more capital. We need more professional training, and we need better HR. Of course, if you want to find good talent, that's actually one of the big things that is a bottleneck for pretty much so many young entrepreneurs anyway. Another insight that I think is worth pointing out is who are their role models? When we asked them for their international role models, it was Elon Musk. Well, they want to become the richest person in the world. It was Steve Jobs. They want to set up the biggest company in the world, the most valuable company in the world. and it was Warren Buffett, well, the best-known investor in the world. When we looked at their Chinese role models, number one was a guy called Cao Dewang, and he's not just one of the most successful entrepreneurs in China, but he's also one of the most generous individuals, setting up a very famous philanthropist. Number two is the founder of Huawei, Ren Zhengfei, and number three is the founder of Xiaomi, that's Lei Jun. And so there you go. That's just sort of giving you some very brief overview as to what's driving these people. But I'd really give you a tip. Look into the stories of these people. There are some very, very energetic, really exciting industries and people and young entrepreneurs. And I'll leave you finally with a little thing of when we asked them, what industries do you see to have the greatest future? And they answered AI, new energy, and healthcare or healthcare technology. So they're the industries that you should watch. And if you want to know who's going to be represented and who's going to be building the company of the future, look no further than the Hurun China Under30s Young Entrepreneurs. It's a fantastic list. Thank you for watching, and we'll keep you hopefully updated with lots more interesting and fun lists. Bye-bye.